Somebody call an ambulance! But not for me.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and this is Gran-Gran Voltron, a deck that does really well because a lot of people know that Gran-Gran is the Ragavan of Mono Blue. Gran-Gran taps in order to loot, and a 1-mana repeatable looter works really well with discard synergies, cards like Currency Converter, and it also works incredibly well with throwing some equipment on her because you want her to attack. But if you can't have her attack, you can tap her through other means. Springleaf Drum, Smuggler's Copter. Lots of ways to tap your Gran-Gran. Discard cards, maybe play them from exile, and just keep going. This deck is chock full of weapons for your grandmother to hold because, well, Granny needs them. Granny needs protection. Granny needs that WAP. Granny needs to have her untap so she can tap again. This deck is a bit of a joke taken seriously, and it does really well because Mono Blue tempo is very strong, and many of the Mono Blue tempo commanders work well with equipment. This is a deck that is even running some cards that aren't necessarily the best for it, just because we want Granny to have some equipment, and it works. I think that this is a deck that turned out a lot better than you would expect, in part because counterspells are just strong, and Gran-Gran with a sword or 2 swords or 5 swords is also strong. So let's take Gran-Gran into the queue and see what the world Granpion can bring to the stage. The Gitrog monster, about to get a whole lot of lands and get a whole lot of value. This hand actually has some really nice cards in it, but it's some weird redundant value that I don't really want. So I am gonna mulligan this, or... yeah, I'm gonna mulligan that and keep this instead. Something I like about this hand is it's got Gran-Gran and Mox Amber and an Aqueous Form. Now that doing all of that on one turn is kind of bad for me if they have single target removal. But otherwise, you know, we'll go for it. And in this deck, I kind of want to go for it. I got a Bag of Holding too, so I can do that instead. But saving that for Tezzeret next turn could be better. I'll play the bag here. Let's get that bag. I got Force of Nature. It's fine. I can protect Gran-Gran forever. Oh, but I can't stop this. This is going to just keep bringing back those fetches and bring them back untapped. I personally think this card is kind of silly. It shouldn't start as a 3/3. It shouldn't come in tapped. It requires not enough work. Nature's Claim. And I can't make Gran-Gran unblockable. Yeah, so they had 4 mana while I had, like, admittedly 2, and that's the fastest ramp that this, or really any deck can get. Alright, Sword of Fire and Ice is pro red and blue. Not bad. And we're going to have to use the Tidebinder on either this or that. Alright, what do we discard here? I think Fire and Ice. It's just not going to get me through. I got this in the bag. Yeah, why would they ever adjust the alchemy cards that see too much play? Because they are overtuned. Once upon a time, there was a card. Or a ramp. Okay. Warrior Zone Guard's coming in. And I'm going to remove its abilities by stifling this trigger. I'd love to have saved the Tidebinder for Gitrog monster. I just know I ain't gonna get there. Alright, we got lots of bits here. Ghost Vacuum would have been nice before. And they don't have a way to play the lands from graveyard right now. I think I still play it, though. And leave these two back for a potential trade.
My network is already vast.
Yeah, not the ideal. They swing at Tezzeret. And we hit this. Yeah, Gitrog's all about getting lands in the graveyard, so having graveyard hate is really nice. Gran-Gran, return! Alright. I can hit the creature, or I can hit the land. I'll hit the land. There's a good counter spell. Not one I would be able to play here, though, right? Unless I was trying to steal Arboreal Grazer now. Which... I mean... I guess I could steal Arboreal Grazer. Buy me a turn doing that. Yeah, it's like I can also just go for draw 2 here. But I have to do it at sorcery speed. That will be really helpful. Protection from green. I think we just have to give up Tezzeret because I assume they're going to swing for him. Also, I noticed that they have Bossing Say, which has a really cool, like, you sacrifice a land, but you bring it back off Gitrog. You can interrupt that with Ghost Vacuum. It still gets you the trigger. Maybe they'll go for 6 to face. Nope. They're like, I want Tezzeret dead. Okay, that's fine. Tezzeret's done what I needed him to do. Thank you, Tezzeret. Thank you for getting me artifacts. It's really cash money of you. Keep hitting these lands. So these are all green except for the land. Sword of Forge and Frontier. Just in case I hit 2 lands on this ability. I'm not playing a land from hand first. And I'm swinging in for 3. I'll discard Island. I can use this to bring back a spell, which is kind of nice. It's like Force of Negation, Archmage's Charm. Gran-Gran's got a sword? Yeah! She's got many swords. There's another one over here. Fire and Ice. Wow, really? Just lands? Only lands? Alright, Gran-Gran. You didn't have to show me your only lands, but that's fine. I ain't holding up anything for a bluff here. So let's see if they go for the sacrificing the snow-covered forest. Nope. Okay. They want more damage on me. Oh, yeah. If they had a reindeer, that would take care of her. Where's Oko? Intish Restoration. Gonna sacrifice a land to get 2 more. Yeah, she's wildin'. Pew, pew, pew. least I got my Mono Blue ramp online. Okay, and once again, how do you do, lands in the graveyard? Oh, Springleaf Drum. Thank you. Very happy to see that. Won't work on that, but, like, works on everything else. Ooh, yeah. Sapphire Medallion. Get that Doug Dimma discount. River's Rebuke, put it all back. We will grab Mystic Sanctuary. I have a few fetches in here just to do this. And we can go for any of these. I think Rebuke is pretty nice. I think that Archmage's Charm is pretty nice. But I think to just give me the Mass Bounce. And I want to play this here. Invisible Stalker. Yeah, when we open this up, it'll be lands and a sword. Okay, Ice Till Explorer. In response, I will hit the land that we know is in the graveyard. I assume they have a land in hand, though. No! Okay! Alright! I want to start with Gran-Gran. I guess I could swing with both since I'm not too worried about the combat damage on these. I'm a little worried. I want damage. Gran-Grammage. Oh, ooh, sort of Feast and Famine. That's a good one. Well, Urza first. Temporal Manipulation. And I guess I could have played that one first, too, so I could tap for mana, but I'm going to be able to tap it for mana anyway and equip it. Yep. A little more. Just use it all up while I got it. Actually, this will get me more damage through. Yeah, you get the sort of this and that. And I will still hit something in their graveyard. Wonderful. That's looking a lot like lethal. So no, not you, Urza. We're swinging. Unblockable. Mad damage. GG. Ozai, the Phoenix King. If they manage to bank enough red mana, and he makes it so your mana sticks around, he becomes flying and indestructible. Also, he's got Firebending 4 and can attack the turn he comes out. I imagine that they're going to kill Gran-Gran here, and I wish they wouldn't, but I know they will. Gran-Gran, no. Gran-Gran, oh, it's Mind Spike. I think they should hit, probably, if they're worried about a counterspell, Rebuke, if not, Currency Converter. Okay, they hit the One Ring. Interesting. All right, so I want to play the Converter first. Ooh, Smuggler's Copter. I already have this out here. Trinket Mage could be cool to have. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drop the Cop. The Capta. That lets me make a Rogue token. And I'm currently holding up Metallic Rebuke. Which, like, this is not really what I care about. A little bit of ramp. We are going to make a Rogue. Ta-da! This card's busted. I will need to draw a land. Thankfully, we're very good at that. Or I could just, like, use this, get a treasure. Then I'm still holding things up. No, I shouldn't do that. Now. I'll do it later. Especially because I already have, like, the 1 or less drop artifact that I'd be going for. I'll just make the treasure. Oh, no, that was a rogue. Right, because I didn't drop that. Yeah, I'm just going to hold the Rebuke. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3. No, I wasn't able to do that. This kid didn't know about the counter spell. It's helping me out. The most important part about Ozai is his abs. The most important part about Gran-Gran is her crazy amount of discard synergy. I would love to hold an utter insignificance if I can't get through to him with a counter spell. I'm gonna drop Chip. Did the Gran-Gran plan? The Gran-Gran plan is do the thing. Try to get another land. Fire magic. Okay, so I will rebuke that. Because I would like Gran-Gran to live. Thank you very much. Can't believe they would use fire magic. Legend of Roku! Putting cards in exile. Ooh, you know, I should have actually paid that so I could still make the rogue token. That's on me. I miss out on some future damage. If you want to make an old people deck, blue is not the best color for it. My friend was actually looking into doing this. Red is the best color for old people. Gran-Gran, no! Okay. My friend Declan did a set review where the entire premise of it was rating the set based on the old people in it. It was great. It's a great set review. All right, here comes Ozai. I don't have my utter insignificance held up. So they're gonna have 4 mana, potentially 5. But I think I'm threatening lethal if they don't do something with it. Because we got 2, 4, 6. And then I can animate a token, which I could do by doing this. Boop. Oh no, because that won't have... Sorry, it will have summoning sickness. I can't attack with it this turn. I only have 7. Oh, but finally I got this online. That took so long. Yeah, this would have summoning sickness. That's why I can't get the lethal from it. So you want to use that Arid Mesa? At 1 life, maybe? For me? Welcome back, Avatar Roku. Human. Other Avatar Roku! Oh, that's so cool. Look at you and your firebenders. Boop. Roku and Ozai and a clue. Nice. Boop. See how red has really good old people? That's what I'm saying. Especially in the Avatar set. And Boomy's there too. GG, Ozai. Areni of the Unwritten is a Dragons commander. Enters and attacks and gets dragons. They're going to be ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping. And then Areni. And then Areni will probably kill me in 1 or 2 turns, depending on if they have haste or way to copy it. Teamer dragons can go crazy. I kept this hand because, I mean, I don't know, man. I think Gran-Gran deserves this. What do you think? Oh no, I haven't managed to get the Buster Sword on Gran-Gran. I've gotten some Swords of Blank and Blank. I've gotten both of the Jides on Gran-Gran, Lost and Umezawa's. I had an incredible game where I took out another control deck by doing that. It was so fun. Alright, Gran-Gran in. Okay, unable to scream might be good because they're probably playing some mana dorks. I do have 3 here for the opal, but it's not that fast. I might actually want to drop the Buster Sword, though, just, like, based on what I have here. I know that's unfortunate, but I think that's the right move. So with this, though, do I want to go for this or this? They haven't played a mana dork, so I'm going to go for Flashing Out Wan Shi Tong. This is also another, like, really good equipment holder. Elf? I was hoping you'd use a fetch land again. Doesn't matter. X equals 0, go. Scared of old people. Real. Not enough to go equipping and jitting. Still swinging in. Ooh, Mechanist or Trophy Mage. I'm gonna drop Mox Opal. Actually, Mechanist, that gets real nice. I can get the Sword of Blank and Blank, which is part of what's really fun there. That would put me immediately to 2, but not 3. Just saying, you don't tap for mana. And I want to have this following this. Birds of Paradise. Another bit o' mana. And Sarkhan, who is going to give them a treasure because they have beheld. I have Miriam. Yeah, Miriam's pretty good. Alright, Mechanist. Mox. Makes an artifact. Gives me this, gives me that. We equip Wan Shi Tong. I'm swinging in with Wan Shi Tong. And now we're going to do the thing that the Jitty does, which is kill things indiscriminately. If they have a land here, they can still play Miriam. And Sarkhan will become a dragon until end of turn. Oh, no, they can't. Right, they only have 5. Yeah, I might actually Otawara, unable to scream, back into my hand and then kill this. Just so I can use this again. Yeah, I'll hit someone with a clue. Gran-Gran's like, when do I get to go back in? Maybe later. I thought about putting the sword on her and going for that. We have so many legends. So I'm going to put unable to scream back and hit. I actually should have put the -1/-1 on it first. That's on me. But I think we're good. Either way. I will pay. Oh, I should have tapped the Mox Opal because now I don't have this. That's fine. Yeah, I meant to tap this because the mana was going to go away. I can get the mana back, but not the way I want, so I'll just kill Sarkhan. The Jitty's obscene. Like, this card is nuts. Auto Tapper's like, it's mana of any color. I'm a mono blue deck. So Miriam is an incredibly good card. It is also a toy. We pay the 2, get through the ward. Now it's an itty bitty. Oh, right, that has summoning sickness. That's fine. Tidebinder. I'm gonna drop the Smuggler's Copter. It's baby now. It's baby and it's gonna die. By the power of legends! Ah. If they play something to counter, we can counter it. If they don't, we can draw a card. Glorious Gale! And this is going to do something really fun. We're going to get tempted by the ring, right? Oh, no, it's not legendary. It sounds like it should be. It's not. All right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's not lethal. I'm going to go cruising first. Cruising USA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Mechanist is great, by the way. I've had really good luck with this card. Swinging in first. Ghost Vacuum. Ooh, Dragons for Amy. Hold up. I'm gonna drop Uthros. I am gonna pump up for +2/+2. Play the land. Get more clues. And I'm not even waiting here. I want this because it deals 4 damage to any target, which notably is their face. Ta-da! Cavern of Souls was naming Elf. For anybody paying attention at the start of the game, not Dragon. Aang at the Crossroads is a blink/clone deck where you make lots and lots of Aangs or things to flicker Aang in order to get more enter the battlefield value. I have a turn 1 Gran-Gran, potentially like Signet, slip out the back to protect. Nothing too exciting here, so I might want to go for a mulligan. But I do have Trinket Mage, which can grab me the stuff I do want more. Yeah, I will keep this. Especially, like, going first, I'm able to, I don't know, tempo out this hand pretty well. What do you have for 0 mana? Solitude on my Gran-Gran. Not even gonna let me get that slip out the back. Okay, well, there goes a Prince Charming. And Solitude to the bin. Well, since that kind of wrecks my plan, I guess I'm gonna go for flashing out Malcolm. Yep, they're ramping. Kind of customer draws them a card. I can, by the way, use the slip out the back on their cards as well if I need to. The Trinket Mage became a lot less valuable here without Gran-Gran just, like, being out and generating that value for me. I'll click that. Get Ward 1. This will also get me little card draw spells when it swings in. Roaming Throne. Are you naming ally? Human? I think human's usually better. Human! Double Exalted. Nice. Aw, I don't have enough mana to sword first. That's okay. Malcolm swings in. Gets me an Opt. Uthros. Okay, I'm gonna drop the Opt here. Play the Uthros. Dip, dip. For boot. But holding up the counter spell. I fear you, Aang. As I feel I should. Ooh, a bouncer. That, I actually could stop with the slip out the back if they were going for Malcolm himself. But it's a human, so it'd get to target 2 things, so I'm gonna go for the counter spell on it. Roman Throne. Getting in for 4? Sorry, getting in for 6 because of the double exalt. Nice. By the way, I have 2 chorus counters. Relevant for all things. This time, though, I've got enough for the Sword of Feast and Famine. Gran-Gran's like, I wish I got to Voltron. It's okay, babe. Maybe we'll tap you for Othros later. You'd love that, right? You would love that, right? Of course. Ooh, Glorious Scale. I could use that. That's cool. Now I'm gonna use I think, Slip Out the Back on it. So let's see what they hit. And if either of them target this to blink it, that's when we go Slip Out the Back. Okay, Starfield Vocalist. I think I'm just going to immediately slip this in case they get a clone. Okay, Jill, Shiva's dominant. They cannot bounce Malcolm. They can't pay the ward. They can bounce the sword or the tome, though. And Gran-Gran! Good news, Gran-Gran's... I don't want to say a cheap date, but, like... We're going to get a free cast as well on Malcolm's discard. Big thing I'm looking for now, though, is, like, lands for the Rift. Huh. A land. The Trimple enters trigger. I know. I actually had thought when I played Gran-Gran I was going to have enough to hold up Glorious Scale, and I just, like, miscounted. That's 100% on me. Okay, we want the sword. We're just spending all our mana pre-combat because we want to untap our lands. They discarded. And I will discard this. It's a pretty small thing to get, but still free real estate. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably going to be doing some rifting here. Riffing and rifting. Okay, Surveil and Surveil. Ooh, could this be a rare Jill flip turn? It's my Gale Mary. I don't think they have lethal off attacking all here. No. Do they? And I miscounted. They might. I may have needed to have not equipped here. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it off by 1? Yeah, off by 1. Okay, we're fine. See? Alright, this lets me tap down all their stuff, or I actually finally have enough mana to just bounce all their crap into hand. Yay! Alright, so because the lands will untap, we're gonna use those to cast spells and equip things first. I don't have enough for you, Gran-Gran. I'm sorry, Sweaty. But I am gonna put full control mode on. Just in case I get something I want here. Okay, it's Ponder, so it's sorcery speed. Can't use it. Oh. Okay. Free Rivers Rebuke. Well, would you look at that? Free Rivers Rebuke. Juicy. No, Aang, you don't get to transform. No, Aang! You don't get to transform. By the way, when you have like 30 clones of Aang, all these triggers will just stack up like crazy. A kindly customer. Yeah, these backup blue legends for Voltroning with Gran-Gran is great. This one's also really nice because it makes use of some of that discard synergy. And we're gonna win! Gran-Gran died twice, so Malcolm could get there. Heibai, Forest Guardian. The secret against this deck is to make sure Heibai does not resolve, which if they have their own Cavern of Souls will be pretty tough to do, because Heibai has a very good enter the battlefield ability. Just easily getting yourself ahead in this game by, you know, getting a shrine. It's blinkable, that if it dies, it might be ramping itself right back. It's pretty hard to play against a Heibai. I don't really have to worry about a free counterspell on Gran-Gran, so I'm actually going to save this Cavern of Souls here. And they're ramping, so I'm probably just going to be, you know, swinging and holding up memory lapse. Do I feel I need the Cavern of Souls at all? Do I need to fetch a thing? Yeah, it's tough because these decks are typically base Bant. Yeah, I think Heibai is currently the most popular commander. You got a way to deal with this? Force of Negation. Okay, good news. They put it back on top, though, because they want to cast it again. I feel like getting a sword with Tezzeret for Gran-Gran. Or maybe a Mox. Maybe. I'll draw. I'll drop. And usually currency converter is what I want the most for her. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to make her, like, unblockable. And I don't have a way to stop the second coming of Heibai. I just have to hope that it hits a not-so-good shrine. Audit of Seeing Winds, that's just pure card draw. I go for the Signet. Currency Converter. Drawing and discarding. And I think I'm just going to have to kill Tezzeret here. Or protect him through some strange means. These are my strange means. Great. Gran-Gran, protect this man. Ooh, Essence Flux. Interesting. Am I willing to give up Gran-Gran to stop them from getting another shrine? Yes. Yes, I am. This will prevent this blink and stop them from getting a shrine. So now I would need to chump block with Gran-Gran to protect Tezzeret. But I have this Kappa Cannoneer as a great, like, backup plan. So I'm okay with that. Happy about it? No. Okay with it? Yes. Goshen Type Shared Purpose can make a whole bunch of little blockers. The Weanist. Oh, hi again, Gran-Gran. We got her old folks hanging out. Good for them. Honestly, love Tome of Gadwick for this. Setting up, like, the Springleaf Drum engine is also tempting. And I can do this before or after. I'm going to be going with after. to get another counter on the Kappa Cannoneer.
Mana still obeys me here.
They draw 2 cards since they have 2 shrines. Ooh, making everything bigger and everything smaller. They're swinging all of those at Tezzeret. I'll just kill one of these spirit tokens. Bye, Tezzeret. Thank you so much for getting me these artifacts. That was very cash money of you. I'm human. Yeah, and I want to hold these up over playing Gran-Gran. Trying to check based on their, Oh, I can hold up Mana Leak. That's enough for me. And whatever I get off of this. Piece it together! Sure, draw me a card. Ooh, Oaken Siren. Poor tiny Gran-Gran. Sanctum Fruitful Harvest. They are able to pay the 3. But it would cut them off from doing anything else, so I'm down. Do you have a counterspell of your own? I love if Gran-Gran Voltron can't continue to have other pieces for it. Yeah, so now they can't pay 1. Okay, some Greaves. I could begrieve it. Make my Nykthos mana go up. If that still leaves up Cryptic Command mana. Ward 4 and Hexproof? I was gonna make this tap for certain mana. Bonk. Great bonkin'. They draw a bunch. They get a bunch of mana. Sphere of Safety. I will try to counter this since I do not want to have to pay that. So counter target spell. And maybe bounce like the Honden or something. Make them replay it. Do you want shrine numbers? Is Gran-Gran blue Ragavan? Don't you mean Ragagran? Okay, so that will gain them a bunch of life. How many enchantments do you have? Is a actual question here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What I need, I think I can get. I am going to use Nykthos here. To draw and discard. That works too. I pretty much just had to make sure I could find an artifact. And it's like, I had a couple chances for it. Oh wait, did I need... I needed to save that, I think. It's okay. I still play a land. Is that 6? Is that enough? Let's find out. Oh yeah, we're good. Ignore my missed timing. I still got there. Thank you, Kappa Cannoneer, you mistake of a card, you. Verilax the Haven skin. That is, I believe, anti-venom, which reanimates when it enters if it was cast. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I have a goal in this game. It's called Gran-Gran with the Buster Sword. Does everybody here agree that Gran-Gran with the Buster Sword is the goal and the dream? It's a good goal to have. Thank you. So it very much looks like I have counter magic up here. Because I have a good number of counter spells in this deck. I think like 8 or so. Okay, Sun Gold Sentinel lets them exile things from the graveyard. I unfortunately don't have a good attack here. I could hold the Wash Away. I would rather either bring out the sword or play Psy. Because I won't have enough mana to like play and equip something off that. So yeah, Buster Sword. Come on, Gran-Gran with the Buster Sword. Gran-Gran with the Buster Sword. There's only so much mono white removal, and maybe they won't be able to kill her. Ambitious Farmhand, that gets them a land. Still have Swords to Plowshares mana up, or Patriarch's Humiliation. There's a lot of removal at 1 that could stop Gran-Gran from bustin'. I don't think they have it. Because bustin' makes me feel good. They could also, I guess, destroy the sword. Isamaru! That's fine! Play the island. Bust it! Discard, I don't know, the land. So I guess there's just a mono white aggro deck that has some cool redundancy there. Wow, I milled 2 counter spells? That's it. Okay, Emery. I'm sure we'll end up with some artifacts to bring back. Oh yes, welcome. Welcome to the channel that has the most Gran and the least lessons, because we do not learn lessons in this deck. We don't learn anything. All we learn is Gran-Gran with a Buster Sword. Yeah, they gotta leave chump blockers back, because if I hit them, then Buster Sword triggers. Oh, that'll give them some. They only attacked with 1, so they get this human. Ooh, I think Temporal Manipulation is gonna be the pick this turn. Drop the Signet. I could also go Psy, Signet, hold up, Wash Away. Nah. Because I can play it next turn from the graveyard with this, and it gives me another attack. Hithed! My greed drove me to defeat. Okay, that's fine. I need like Aqueous Form for unblockable Gran-Gran Buster Sword. They're gonna hit the Signet from the graveyard, likely so I can't bring it back with Emery. They cannot currently transform this. They don't have a Coven. Greed and crime. Yeah, you know me. You know me and the things that I do. Goodbye, Temporal Manipulation. Kind of surprised it didn't hit the Signet. They're thinking about what they want to do. She's not a waterbender. No, but we can just turn her into water. So what creature you grabbing? Isamaru? Yeah, because that's the one you have. Also, Verilax does not get dealt damage, so I really do want to make this unblockable. I try and remember if any of the swords I have in this deck are pro-white. I don't think they are. No, I don't think any of them are. Yeah, this is kind of like the white obliterator as well. Ooh, this is Elish Norn that makes tokens. I do not have all the swords in this deck, but they did all get added to Arena. It took them a long time, though. Would you like Hexproof from blue? The more things I deal damage to, the more I would be losing here. Okay, if I do this, I take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because I can't pay on Norn. Trying to debate if I want to chump block or not here, because I could put the Buster Sword on this to get around Elish Norn. Yeah, I just didn't put a pro-white one in the deck. Yep, and I can pay for one. That flips. Ooh, Springleaf Drum. That's a fun one. I will play that. Busting will make me feel good. Fine, I will lose 2. I'm gonna play the Run Ring for free. That will give me protection. I would still need to pay the 1, though, in order to get around that. If I, like, blocked or dealt damage to them in some way. I think we're okay there. I can use the drum. Drop the cop. Smuggler's Copter. Cast it from the graveyard. Get more weenies. Trophy Mage. Tutor. Yeah, so these are the Swords of Blank and Blank that I put into this deck. Feast and Famine's great. Fire and Ice is real rad. Forge and Frontier. And Wealth and Power. Because Gran-Gran's got that WAP. 20 life left. I'm gonna go Forge and Frontier. Invasion of Gobakan! You cannot target me, so nothing goes to exile. However, they can still attack this. They should attack it and flip it over. Because I can't block them without losing a bunch of life. Gideon! Hi, Mr. Gibbs. Who's getting text?
I will lend you my strength.
Verilax is getting lifelink. I'm not blocking it. The only block that I would potentially consider doing is like crewing, blocking, if I were able to pay, but I can't. I lose no life. Okay, Invisible Stalker. We tap Gran-Gran. Okay, discard the sword. Target the sword. Remember, I have to pay for each of these that's hitting them as well. But not... Oh no, or a permanent you control. That's rough. I have a feeling I'm gonna die here. out these. Playing lands. Drawing. Too little, too late, River's Rebuke. Too little, too late. I just don't think I have the mana or a way to get the mana. Here, I'll lose one. Ow. Yeah, Elish Norton's doing work on me. I can, you know what? I have something I can do here. I am going to munch 2 artifacts. You know what? We're gonna eat the 1 ring. And maybe I can turn Elish Norton into a toy. Nope. Didn't find it. I will give them the old good game. Verilax, not that big of an issue for me. Elish Norn and the... Well, in fact, I only have so much life to give. Means blocking just ain't an option. GG Verilax / Anti-Venom. A second Areni of the Unwritten. I only have 1 land in this hand, and it comes in tapped, which means no turn 1 Gran-Gran. I will mulligan. And, wow, another one. I've got the Signet Greaves, Construct, and Gale. I think I will still keep this, because I can use Uthros to loot with Gran-Gran if I'm unable to attack. Oh, or I could get an island. That's better. Yeah, I feel like having, maybe. I feel like having various ways to stop those is good. Ah, man. No, Gran-Gran needs to be able to scream. I will drop my counterspell, even though they're really nice against the big enter the battlefield and on attack thing there. We'll see if I manage to get a free spell. Nope. Sapphire Medallion. I'm gonna drop that anyway, though, just because none of these are blue spells. Rhythm of the Wild. Can't counter their creatures now, but I can do other horrible things. I think I'll use this for the Signet. I love that loot synergy. Loot, loot. Alright, and I'm zooting and booting up that Gran-Gran. So long as she has the Greaves on, I am unable to put anything else on her. Dang it, as a hasty Terror of the Peaks. So we're gonna move the boots off. I feel like Urzing first. Tap you. And we want to deal more damage, so we go for you. Discard this. And I think we protect Urza here. And sure, I'll do the little bit of stationing. This is a maybe card for me. I like that it can tap Gran-Gran, though. Okay, Carnelian Ord is another haste enabler. Fearsome Whelp means they'll get to do 1 damage to target of choice. Oh, or 2. So they're going to kill Containment Construct, so I stop getting that free loot synergy. And they're just leaving these back as blockers, which is entirely understandable. Now, I can... I can go for just rolling Urza, or I can go hold up this Tidebinder, and that might just be better for me. Gran-Gran doesn't have a good attack here, but she can still loot, and I will. Yeah, I don't think Malcolm's going to be doing much here. The Cyclonic Rift could also be really nice. I can overload the Cyclonic Rift. I could actually do it now. Yeah, we do it now. I'm looking at their lands, and this is 100% worth it. Swinging in. Nice. GG, Rennie. Power of the Dragons versus Gran-Gran. Hey, bye, Forest Guardian. I have some really cool, I guess, tech removal here. I have the potential to get some extra mana, but I want to make sure I have a counterspell for Hey Bye because that's what you need against it. They're going to be blinking it. They're going to be getting that Enter the Battlefield ability, and I really need to make sure that doesn't happen. I might also be able to hinder some of their ramp using Unable to Scream or one of the other counterspells. What I don't have here, though, are my artifacts. An artifact! All right, I know I should technically, like, do the loot first, do your draws, then do it. But I don't wanna. I'll drop the land. I have Otawara here. Yeah, Hey Bye is definitely the most popular commander, and I found that a lot of them, unfortunately, like, leave on turn 0, like, or whenever you counter them, or if you're just playing mono blue. So I'm gonna go for the equip on Gran-Gran here. And I don't know if they realized what the GD does when they played this card. I don't think I need Malcolm here. Actually gonna drop Unable to Scream. Your block is meaningless because we have a card so ridiculous that it's banned pretty much everywhere it's available. Umezawa's Jitty is ridiculous. Any combat damage doesn't have to hit face, and it can give -1/-1 or +2/+2. This is, I would say, one of the nastiest additions to Voltron Brawl decks. You want to, like, boost up your Cloud, he'll get twice as many triggered. It's so nuts. Or is it just his abilities? It doesn't matter. It's good. I don't know if that one works. Okay, Sanctum of Stonefangs. That is going to gain them a little bit of life. And we're just going to make sure we're holding up some versions of counter spells here. I guess I'll just swing in with Gran-Gran first. I could technically play Urza and still be holding up some counter spells. I'm going to drop the Malcolm because Urza's ridiculous. The only thing that would stop this is, I guess, like a Swords to Plowshares or a Tithe. I'm going to go for it anyway. Urza. Okay, so they're setting up an enchantment on top of their deck. Or an artifact, I don't know. I've seen this, by the way, used a lot to, like, ensure you get the right shrine for Hey Bye, but, like, they'll be drawing this. Awesome. I assume it's just land. Hey Bye. Oh, no, Kyoshi Island Plaza. They want to ramp. I will go for miscalculation or rebuke. Let's go miscalculation. Sure, tap the GD in the construct or something. I don't know. Hey, come on. Better the uncommon than the rare, right? GG. Wrench Speedway Saboteur, also known as Black Cat from the Spider-Man set. I will keep this. I have some very fun things to do with Gran-Gran here. Like make her unblockable, have her, you know, robbing a bank. All regular Gran-Gran things. Hopefully she just doesn't die. Thoughtseize. Okay, so I wonder if they go for the counter spell here. Or Tidebinder. So I technically have kind of two counter spells that can hit this. But since they're a mono black crime deck, they're likely to have a lot of other ways to do crime, like Gaunty and stuff. They also might just have a lot of control pieces. But Wrench is cool. I like Wrench. It do crime. Alright, I will start with the currency converter. I said that weird, I'm sorry. It got jumbled in my mouth. Currency converter. Mm-hmm. Do I feel like using up this mana here? Yep, just a little. Hopefully they don't kill her. It would be in vain for me. Yeah, it's the trouble of playing a Voltron deck is any auras can become a bit of a liability. But I want the scry, I want the loot. All right, so Bitter Triumph. They're going for a big kill on Gran-Gran. I made her too valuable of a target. Move her back to the command zone, and we will get a treasure. And they do know about this Tidebinder. So I'm just gonna run out Gran-Gran, I think. Ooh. Yeah, Gran-Gran. I could hold up like the loot in this. I want a sword. Where's Gran-Gran's swords? My graveyard! That's fine. Get Medallion, discounting those black spells. Ooh, more graveyard stuff. I want Gran-Gran looting. If I do that, I do have 3 mana I can hold up. I'm going to be dropping Ghost Vacuum. Almost certainly. It'll depend, I guess. I might get another land or something. Ooh, Lightning Graves. Yeah, I'm going to drop Ghost Vacuum. Connive again. I think the Greaves are too valuable against mono black. So this gives me the choice of making a rogue or a treasure. Nashi! Aw, rat baby! Not doing anything here. If this is attacking alone, it becomes unblockable. So indeed, I will attack alone. But first, I'm booting her up. Please don't kill Gran-Gran. They're dismembering Gran-Gran. Alright. I'm gonna let Nashi hit, and you're for wondering why. I think a lot of my spells are kind of useless. And also, like, I could just do this. And that leaves me with lots of power in play. I don't mind taking 3. Are you still missing a land? Oof, they probably were doing that looking for land. Oh, it's Chip! What's on top of my deck? Ooh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Haste? Haste good. We know we got the Lost Jade on top too. I got a land, but it's tapped. Okay. I tether it. Yes, I would like to search. the dream. Trinket Mage. I just needed creatures to give this haste. Big Sword. Oh, it's literally the card on top of the deck that I was gonna get. Mox Saver. Okay, great. Boots on sure, Trinket Mage. It's like, it's gonna be one of the Moxes. Nice. Lethal. Get there. Hey, bye, Forest Guardian. Sure do see a lot of these. I have a really fun combo of cards here, though, so I'm definitely keeping this, even though the counterspell I have is a pretty minor one, Miscalculation. Gran-Gran with the Drum to tap and the Containment Construct to help me recast. Sounds real good right here. I'm also just gonna go for, like, Spelling Disaster for my opponents. I can drop a land. Here's a Containment Construct. Awesome. I want to make sure I'm holding this for Hey Bye, unless they have, like, a Cavern of Souls or something. Yeah, what does this hand give me? Gran-Gran Buster Sword. Like an early Gran-Gran Buster Sword. I would actually be putting the Buster Sword on Containment Construct, though, with, like, how the mana lines up here. Oh, okay. Well, they're plowing my cool discard synergy, which means I won't be able to play and equip the Buster Sword this turn, which... kind of heartbreaking, man. Not gonna lie, kind of heartbreaking. Probably gonna drop Trophy Mage or Smuggler's Copter. I'm gonna drop the Smuggler. I need it. Y'all, I need it so bad. They don't want it. So this is one of those Hey Bye decks that is running a lot of just generally good tech spells, because this just tutors out the shrines. So you don't need to play a high density of Enchantress cards. You can actually just build this with, like, Blink. Oh, I was about to say Blink. Yeah, there's the Blink piece. And, Hey Bye. Hey. Bye. Gran-Gran's getting tapped. Ooh, the G-Day will be really cool for next turn. I'm gonna drop Trophy Mage, and we want to hold up that Miscalculation. No busting allowed. Nope. So on top of my deck, we know we have a Force of Negation. Give Gran-Gran the G-Day, she earned it. You know I'm holding up blue. Please don't concede. I have had so many Hey Bye players concede if I counter it once. Just stick around. Okay, thank you. It's still a good deck, just like, you gotta power through at least one of the counter spells, right? I'm actually gonna be tapping the Reality Chip here in order to get Umezawa's Jitty. Oh, what a card. Gran-Gran is out for blood. What's on top of my deck? Cavern of Souls. I'm gonna drop the Foundry Inspector. Hey. You block me, you die. You don't block me, also die. Pew. What a nutty card. Earthbender Ascension, I will let that resolve. This is a ramp card. It's going to get them a land. The land also, or they also get to Earthbend, which, yeah, that's pretty cool. Put on that Urban Retreat. And eventually this will start putting counters on things. Between this and Fenrir, though, there's some cool ramping enchantments out there. All right, they'll be able to play Hey Bye again next turn. They do not have a good block against Gran-Gran, which is so funny to me. So I'm going to swing in with Gran-Gran. Remember, I can give either plus or minus here, depending on when I want to. I'll drop the island. Well, this counterspell can't hit Hey Bye. Okay, I'm gonna go for the plusin instead of the minusin. I've been working out! Check my sweet gains. Human! And we're gonna take an extra turn. Now there's a counter spell. I actually am going to tap the reality chip, equip / reconfigure it. I don't need that. So I can play this land from the top, see what we have here. Gran-Gran's going in. Gran-Gran's dropping the Force Negation, Rift. I'm gonna say the Rift just because they don't have a ton out here. And I'm just gonna like pump a little bit of iron this turn. Not too much, just a little bit of iron. Dude, Gran-Gran's on that sauce like crazy. If Hey Bye enters, it'll be a vanilla 4/4. Thank you, Tishana's Tidebender. Don't anybody try to correct me on what it says on the card. It says Tidebender. She's a waterbender, just like me. Wait, do you have a blink? Okay, so they're actually blinking Hey Bye. Maybe I shouldn't have buffed her, because then I could have killed it in response. This will get them 1 shrine. But I can still counter the second one. Weirdly, I don't think it'll remove the abilities, though, because this is technically a different instance of Hey Bye. Yeah, it is. It is a different instance of Hey Bye. I will just cast Urza. Urza will let me tap all these artifacts for mana. Gran-Gran doing Gran-Gran things. Sup? I can get Blake +6/+6 or something. Get the land off the top. Okay. That sure is activating it 1 at a time. I kind of want to just keep this because I have the time warp in the graveyard versus rolling with Urza. But I could also roll the bones for Urza. Rebound. That's why I wanted to do it, to make sure they didn't have anything to blink. GD with 5 counters. Doesn't it make you kind of like drool a little? Like, oh yeah. Alright, since they're going for this, yeah, I'm gonna roll them Urza bones. See what we got. Memory lapse. Thanks, Urza, you broken card, you. And good job, Gran-Gran. Really getting in some damage with that Jitty. Lumra, Bellow of the Woods. She's real scary because she brings back all the lands from Graveyard. I've got some really sweet legends here, but it's not really what I want. So I'm going to mulligan and, ooh, some nice hasty shroudy boots, some discounts, and this is what I was looking for, a counterspell. Now this is a stifling counterspell, but that still works on Lumra, especially because oftentimes they work pretty hard to make sure Lumra herself is uncounterable. Though they usually have other ways to bring back the lands, there's actually some crazy things you can do with Lumra, sacrificing all your lands before bringing them all back, having them like bring back untapped. It can get very strong. I think I will go Gran-Gran style here. What am I dropping? think Foundry Inspector. Sorry, Foundry Inspector. And I'm going to just base Cyclonic Rift here, undo their ramp. At least temporarily. Eden. Oh, because it self-mills. That's cool. Yum, yum. Emerald Medallion. Gonna give them a discount so they can play this for 1. And that means potentially Lumra next turn. Thankfully, I've made my way to the mana that I wanted. Gran-Gran, go! That's a lot more lands than I want. This early filtering off having a 1-mana commander is really nice. They're just going for Explore. I might want to Otawara then. I'm just like, throw back in the hand. Ugh, loot! I do not want him activating next turn. What else you got? Oh, you have something. Another land. Wow, okay, they emptied out all of their hand here. Sure, I'm gonna hit loot. Whee! I can't hold up enough mana for Urza. Ooh, Aqueous Form! I can still throw that down, though. I feel fairly safe doing it, even though green tends to have the good removal for it. Eee. Vaultborn Tyrant. I want to hit the Lumra, but I want to hit this more. You are a vanilla 6/6. Still very scary, but you're not drawing cards and you're not gaining life. And when you die, you're not going to become a mega dino. All right. Unblockable Gran-Gran. I got 5 cards in the graveyard. What's up, that? Those numbers ain't high enough. Gran-Gran, go. Yeah, I'll actually take the land. Drop the booties. That puts 6. Urza. Doot, 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 doot. What it doesn't give me is a way to deal with this, but I didn't have a way to deal with it. They also don't have lands in their graveyard. Yeah, I don't have Ancestral Recall, Accumulate Wisdom in this deck, because this is not a Lessons deck. But this can be the new Ancestral Recall, right? Okay, they hit 2 lands. Alarm Garden with Lumra is especially nice. For them, not for me. They don't have anything bringing in the lands untapped. For an Archway, they are able to either replay or use this as a spell. What do you got in the grave? You might want to grab that Zurin Orb. Yeah, I can get silly. Gran-Gran, I'm gonna need you to do some looting for me, sweetie. Force of Negation. Yeah, I could use that on that orb. Am I too worried about getting hit by all this? Yeah, like, where's my artifact spells? I need my swords. I'll just pop them all back in hand, maybe? Yeah. Unfortunately, does mean that this will get its abilities back. They'll be able to replay Lumra. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I will force a negation on the Emerald Medallion because it messes up this turn. Future turns, not that much. This turn, it actually reduces the number of spells they can cast pretty significantly. Right, I forgot that they had the Zern Orb. I should have saved it for that, because now they can sacrifice all of these, gain 15 life or whatever, and then bring them all back. That's fine. It's just like 30 life. I actually forgot that they had put the orb back in hand. I've got some goldfish memory. Yippee! Back to 24. Woo! You're already unblockable. They didn't sack everything before playing Lumra. No, probably because it takes too long. Because I could have gone for Psy first to get more chump blockers. Wondering why I'm not playing this first, taking advantage of the mana, is because I would like to see what I get to draw. It is this. Okay. Sorry, Sai. I really haven't had my artifact spells, and this is very helpful. Do I have enough to also use Urza? I do! I have full control mode on. 3, 4, 5. Urza! 5 mana thing, go! Okay, sweet, free land. Oh, yeah, I could move that over, but then I'm not holding up Cryptic Command. Okay, Nisha for landfall. I don't care. I'm more worried about card draw, and they need 2 lands to enter for this to draw a card. On future turns, I'll be, like, shifting the sword around. I'll just take 14 here. Hey! Hit me with that thing! Hit me with that dinosaur! Why are you tapping like this? Okay. Am I missing something? Oh, okay. So they're gonna try to go for the replay Lumra sacrifice all your lands thing here. So if you sacrifice all your lands, Lumra dies. But I think that they're kind of gambling on me not countering it. Unless, like, I'm missing something here. They do have a beacon, which they could leave in play, but that would just bring the Lumra back after it's countered. Nah, dog. I have a counter spell. They're 100% just banking on me not having it. They're like, Urza's holding priority. I mean, that's true. All right, well, we gotta wait through all this. Could have done this last turn when I was tapped out. when I missed, when I forgot they had orb. Welcome to Brawl, where players misplay. Me and they. Oh no! Lamra! I didn't realize you could put that on the stack like that. I guess because it doesn't, like, target or anything. That's cute. Oh, that's a good idea. Mirata? Yee. They sacrificed all their lands. I didn't tell them to do that. They just did it. Alright. Murata, Gran-Gran, Tidebinder. I ain't scooping. Buster Sword. Oaken Siren. Kappa. Sword. Great. Gran-Gran's gonna bust. Don't say it like that! Even though busting makes her feel good. Yeah, mono blue artifacts is pretty cool. It's well like supported by other blue stuff, and mono blue discard has a few cards that have cool synergy, which also adds up nicely. Urza. Might have like a counterspell or land or something. Okay, cool. Gran-Gran has been undergoing combat research. Gran-Gran has also been busting. It is what makes her feel good. Everybody, except for you, getting in there. Put it right in the trash. Triggers happen. Not quite what I wanted. Ooh, free containment construct. Ooh, a piece of candy. I have the mana. Thanks to Urza. Urza's a wild card. Aftermath Analyst, they will be able to bring back all their lands, triggering Nissa, getting the goods. But they need a land to do it, because right now they are just 1 mana short. Oh no. I mean, oh yeah, for me. We want to use up our mana, because we got those taps. that. Tap the Buster Sword. Tap Containment Construct. Activate. Okay, free orb. There we go. And that's enough unblockable damage. Gran-Gran. Gonna get that free loot cast. This person's like, wow, I can't believe you made Gran-Gran Voltron. Of course we made Gran-Gran Voltron. We're people of taste. Also, I mean, it's Gran-Gran. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and thank you, Gran-Gran, for kicking everybody's butts. This truly is a deck that overperformed in a way that makes me so happy. Having a turn 1 card filter is incredibly good. And being able to play her on turn 1, followed by a lot of other cheap spells, means that she's able to be protected. She can come out, and kind of like Marauda, who's also in this deck, we have a lot of cool artifact synergy. Now, I would say the things to do to make this deck stronger would probably be take out the Sword of Wealth and Power. I know, heartbreaking. Maybe the Bag of Holding. Tragic, I know. And add in Paradox Engine, because we're already running almost all the Paradox Engine pieces. Add that in and get crazy with it, because there's a lot of silly stuff you can do if you are untapping and tapping and untapping and tapping and untapping and tapping. In this deck, though, I did not want this to be a Paradox Engine deck. I wanted this to be Gran-Gran Voltron, and it is, and it's great. You can also swap the swords based on what you happen to be matching into. You're going to notice I don't have anything that is giving protection from white. That's because I didn't really match into that much white, and I didn't expect it to, so I just put in the swords that have the best abilities on their own. I matched into a lot of green, though, which makes me very happy that we have the Sword of Forge and Frontier and Feast and Famine. This is probably like the best of the swords, too. You can take out the funny, you can add the Paradox Engine, or you could keep it as it is and go wild with Gran-Gran. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to say thank you for the high quality Gran-Gran content, you can leave me a comment saying exactly that, because comments help YouTube see that people love Gran-Gran, and we all love Gran-Gran here. Katara and Sokka, they're just like, why does everybody like our Gran-Gran so much? Don't worry about it, kids. Don't worry about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.